Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Hmm. Okay. All right. That doesn't look good. Let's see. Who was here first? Was it Angela M? Thank you so much for being here first. Oh my. Okay. Let's try that again. Says document took too long to respond. No shit. Okay. Try that again. All right. I'm going to try that again. Document took too long to respond. It just kind of froze. There we go. All right. My hands were moving too fast. Perfection. Recycled thumbnail. I like this one though. Oh, by the way, I don't think we'll be here longer than an hour. Okay, so let's just breeze through it, right? We'll just breeze through it. Sandra. Hey, Sandra. Okay. Don't forget, save the date. December 3rd, Meghan's holiday collection celebration. Yeah, don't forget, it is coming soon. December 3rd. Be there. Save the date. Meghan and Prince Harry make a $50,000 connected donation that is connected to their Netflix project. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are showing support for Masada. What do I say? Masada. No, Masaka. Kids Africana. So that story came out this afternoon, I believe it was. Yeah, they have made a meaningful donation to Ugandan children dance troupe that is the focus of their project with Netflix. On November the 12th, their Archwell Foundation donated $50,000 to Masaka Kids Africana, and that is via the GoFundMe, which, if you want to make a donation, go to the community post because there is a link there, the Royal Sussex community post. There is a link where you can make a donation. You can go to the, when you do that link, it takes you to the GoFundMe. So that is where you'll see that generous contribution from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex via their Archwell Foundation. And of course, the documentary is produced with the Archwell Productions. See there? You can see the very, it looks like the second donation. Yeah. And oh my goodness, is there another Royal Sussex? Well, anyway, some uh, person, group, or foundation or something called Royal Sussex look like they've made a donation. I know it looks like that happened twice, but it only happened once. But yeah, and that's something. A donation from Royal Sussex. However, can they afford to do that? I'm not sure. Uh, I'm not sure. but I guess they must have gotten carried away with the spirit of the moment. And well, anyway, it doesn't have the same decimal place as the Archwell Foundation, but we do what we can, right? So yeah, just go to the community post and you will find the link for that GoFundMe. Isn't that nice? I like it. And remember, Harry and Meghan aren't just our favorite couple, they are producers, executive producers. They are the executive producers of this Masaka. Yeah, very proud of them too. So this is like one of the images from the documentary. I know it is going to be visually stunning, just like the Polo documentary. No matter whether you like Polo or not, visually, the production was top notch. The cinematography was absolutely gorgeous. Ah, you know what, you guys? I don't know if is the old saying "blessed and thy shall be blessed" or something like that, or am I making that up? Anyway, you see this. This was the exhibit of the superfine black tailoring style. It is dedicated to the black dandy, the dandies, the African American or even European, all over the world, wherever you can find the black diaspora, wherever you find the community of African men, you will find that there's always been a certain finesse with the way that certain individuals within that community would dress. And there was an exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I want you to take a look back there. Do you see between the blue denim outfit and the blue warm-up suit? Take a look all the way back there. You see that white shirt with the ruffles? Guess who that used to belong to? I'm told that that belonged to none other than the artist formerly known as Prince. So anyway, this exhibit was opened, I believe it opened after the Met Gala. The Met Gala, which I have been going on and on about because this was the best year ever for the Met Gala. I believe they raised $31 million that night, which was a record. And also, I would say a befitting tribute to Andre Leon Talley of the Women's Wear Daily, Vogue, and a few other publications he used to work for, like Interview Magazine. Well, anyway, there you go. The Met Gala, Black Dandyism, superfine tailoring style theme, tailored for you, dress code, and blah, blah, blah. Well, these are just some of the amazing outfits that were worn the night of the Met Gala. Yes, they turned the party, they turned it out. Again, it was the best Met Gala ever, right? It's going to be very hard to outdo this one. But guess what? Someone sent me a gift. Do you see that? Look at how beautifully it was wrapped. I hated to open it. Remember, I said I'm going to go and get it Saturday, but curiosity got the better of me. And I saw this. I'm like, wow, I hate to open this. So, of course, I opened it carefully. Now, let me tell you something. There was a note on top. The note was under the ribbons, right? Well, I only got halfway through the note and I knew exactly what it was. That is the book. Yeah, the Met Museum publication is the perfect gift for an art lover like myself someone sent me this book. I don't think I get to say the name, but I could not believe it. I wanted the book and I was like, ooh, that's a little expensive for my blood. But anyway, just by chance, that's exactly what I got. Was the book. That is the companion book that goes with that exhibit that I just showed you. So I am excited for this. It is like one of those big coffee table books. I haven't even broke the shrink wrap yet. I am going to savor it for at least a couple of more days and just look at it before I go tearing into it. But oh my God, thank you so much. Now, I made sure that I put it in a very special place. Guess where that is? The coffee table. Isn't this nice? Yes, I love it. Okay, okay, wait for it. Wait for it. All right. Thank you once again. What a handsome book it is and a beautiful addition to my collection. Okay. Uh-oh. I want to see what is this one. I was also pleased to present. Oh, hold on. Let me make this bigger so I can see it. I'm going to move this over to another screen where I can make it larger. Okay. And oh, I think that should do it. Yep, we're good. We're good. Oh, there we go. So, I was also pleased to present Prince Harry with a Toronto Blue Jays baseball cap as a token of deep appreciation for his steadfast dedication to veterans in Canada and across the Invictus community of nations. Edith Dumont, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. I'm going to guess she's the one on the right. Yeah, I'm going to guess she's the one on the right. Very cool. This is another one of those photos that comes from the visit to Canada. And it seems like some very interesting images have been, being, I guess, what do you call the word? Exposed, released. I don't know. I'm still thinking about my book. Wasn't that nice? I mean, it is just so perfect. Okay. Okay, let me focus on what I'm doing here. But that was so nice. All right, there's a little close up. Harry is wearing the poppy. Make sure we make a note of that. Harry is wearing that poppy. Oh, just a quick hello. You're at work? Okay. Hello, 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 hello. How's that? Hey, soul brother. Okay. And next. So I'd never seen this lady before, but apparently she's a celebrity in her own right. Let's see. We wanted to thank you for joining us, and Insight were such a welcome addition. Your energy on a separate note. Okay, so there's a lot of it that's redacted for privacy. So I just took what I could see. On a separate note, we hope your family in Ukraine remains safe, and we look forward to staying in touch, especially as we look to visit Vienna. I'm sorry, why am I saying Vienna? It's Australia. I got to stop thinking about my book. As we look to visit Australia, again, best wishes. Okay, so this lady, I went to her Instagram. What is her name? What is her name? Oh, what do you know? I don't have her name there. Hold on a second. I'll tell you what it is. What a life she has. You ought to see her Instagram. Oh, wait, I think her name is, there it is. Angela Pearl, that's her name. While in New York, Prince Harry and Meghan met a woman from Ukraine who is currently living in Australia. She also received a letter which states that they hope her family in Ukraine is safe. They said they look to visit Australia again too. Is that a hint? Huh. Well, at some point, I believe the Sussexes will go back to Australia. Well, anyway, credit to Angela Pearl. So that is her name, Angela Pearl. And among other things, I think she's like, oh, let me get this right. Let me get this right. Angela Pearl. Okay. Yes, she is a celebrity astrologer. Now, that doesn't mean that Harry and Meghan are followers of astrology, but apparently she is a celebrity in her own right. When you go to her Instagram, you ought to see some of the pictures that she has. She is quite the fashion plate, and it looks like she's been some of everywhere from Dubai to Venice. And yeah, I am impressed. She is living her best life, that's for sure. Um, hmm. Yeah, that's very impressive. Oh, okay. All right. So that is that. I don't know if you've ever heard of her before. I haven't, but she seems like a nice person. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't okay. I turned it on the other screen, but I didn't turn it for you guys. All right. Now do have a sound bite. I have not did a sound bite in a while. So here comes one now. If you just joined us, please make sure you do a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. A thumbs up, please. All right. Let me cue the sound for you, and then you can hear what she has to say. Here it comes. Okay, I hope this thing doesn't do a lot of buffering, but you know how it goes. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. This is in reference to the UK media can fabricate stories, obviously lies, on Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex, but refuses to report the truth, blatant truths about Willie and Kate. Its audience is to blame. They foster a culture of people who will believe anything but the truth. The royal family thrives in lies. Okay, how come this is not working? Let me try that again.
There have now been 3 major royal events in the last week where Kate and William were not together. The first is William's Earthshot Prize. which actually in the last 3 years, Kate has not been to with him. He only goes with celebrities and the winners of the prize. The second event was the Festival of Remembrance, which is actually a bigger deal than Earthshot because the heir to the throne should be remembering the veterans of his own country, but he is nowhere to be seen in this picture. He was back from his trip, but he did not attend this actual important event. And the third was just today, which was when Kate went solo to the Armistice Day outing. Now, usually it is a blood royal that goes to one of these, so you would think that it would be William who would step up and do his job. But Kate went alone. Now, if Meghan and Harry had done that many events that were big deals to them. So like, let's say the Invictus games for Harry and Meghan just didn't show up 3 years in a row. What do you think the British media would be saying? We already know because they tried to divorce those two when Harry isn't smiling wide enough in a picture with Meghan. And here we are, where the future king and queen spend no meaningful time together ever in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, and silence, crickets from the media. It is wild. Where is William? And why is he not doing his job? There.
Okay. Do your job, Willie. Do your job. William has been a no-show again. I just want to remind you all the memorial service for his godfather, King Constantine of Greece. William missed the memorial service. But a year earlier, before Kate's phantom missing person 172 days sight unseen body double, that bizarre thing that she did in 2024, was it? How do I have the hiccups right now? Pardon me. Before all of that, William skipped King Constantine's funeral. He skipped it. He just did not want to go. Princess Anne went in his place. So if you guys are wondering whether Princess Anne is honestly irritated with her nephew, imagine you have to go to Greece for King Constantine's funeral because King Constantine's, godson, the future king, could not be bothered. There has been a string of these MIA situations related to William, and it is underreported, if ever, by the tabloid media. I'm so sorry. How do I have the hiccups right now? Amanda Playtell, William, your subjects want one thing from you. It's time to stop being so obvious and just do it. Time to stop being so obvious and just do it. So they ran this one first, but I believe they got a call from the KP and then they changed it to this. William, your people want one thing from you, and it's time to stop being so obvious. So they didn't like the part with subject. Either way, Work Shy Willie, thank you very much, soul brother. Work Shy Willie shows up when he wants to and has a blatant disregard for duty. And still, he gets a free pass. Tom Sykes has given William some of the most glowing assessments where it relates to his role and his position. when the truth is William is still just as lazy as he's always been. I do believe that there is something going on with this guy, and they dare not speak of it. I don't know if it's a substance. I don't know if it's just completely mental, but there is something there. You don't just miss these occasions for no good reason. Now, that being said, when William shows up, even if he doesn't look his best, he does perform adequately. Not great, but adequately. He may be swaying about like a Georgia pine, but he will show up in uniform and ready to work. But you don't just miss things like this. And the tabloid media, with whatever agreement that they have, I mean, let's face it, they're mostly monarchists and they are interested in the future success of the monarchy. They are not invested in Harry and Meghan, which is why they always get the short end of the stick, which is why they always get the worst possible reports. Not to mention, any reporting on the Sussexes is highly profitable in comparison to Will and Kate, who, if it wasn't for the Sussexes, they would pretty much be a huge snooze fest. No one would pay them much attention. They're just not that relevant. So let's go back over here. And remember, King Constantine's memorial service, which was held a year after his death at the St. George Chapel, William mysteriously decided he could not go. And they went out of their way, the press, via Kensington Palace, they went out of their way to make it clear that it had nothing to do with Kate's illness. Nothing. But when Kate sat on the bench, or that AI figure sat on the bench, whatever it was, and said whatever that entity said, then all of a sudden, out of the blue, without any provocation, they claim, yeah, and that's when Kate and William had to break it to the kids or something like that. Anyway, it was all so contrived and probably a big lie. It was so untruthful. None of that made any sense. Everything that happened from the 17th of January, 2024, until now, really, until now, has been filled with so many inconsistencies where Kensington Palace is concerned. And the press ought to be asking really in-depth questions, the most in-depth questions possible. They should be launching investigations into exactly what is happening with that taxpayer-funded family. They're spending a lot of money for Will and Kate to run from one house to the next without logical explanation. Well, we were having such a tough time at Adelaide Cottage, and all we could think about was the bad memories. So we had two families evicted further down the road, and we chose a place called Forest Lodge outside of the security envelope that is Windsor Castle. That was the choice they made. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Exposed Beatrice and Eugenie in secret deal. Andrew and Charles negotiate over fate of the girls, plus the twist no one saw coming, revealed to Richard Eden by the insider who know, who know, what is that? What's really going on. So Richard Eden, in his delusion, believes that he has these revelations that nobody else knows of. It is only logical that Beatrice and Eugenie are being called upon, or at the very least considered, to take up some of the load from the work that needs senior royal coverage, right? Why would they turn to Beatrice and Eugenie? There's a logical explanation for that. And I don't think that Richard Eden is looking at it. What's logical is these two will not work. They show up for what's sexy. They show up for what's likely to bring the most publicity. And the bread and butter work that the Princess Royale, Afro Annie, they are not interested in doing it. When was the last time you saw something from either one of these two that was just a routine expose a plaque, cut a ribbon? You don't see it. It is those things that have been beneath them for a very long time. And if they won't do it, then it makes sense to call upon two able-bodied, underemployed royal princesses, Beatrice and Eugenie. Why would you not do that? Now, maybe Charles is using them as a way to smoke those other two out of one of their, how many homes do they have now? Let's see, Balmoral Estate, Kensington Palace, Admiral Hall, where a family was evicted so that they can move into a forever home, Adelaide Cottage, and now the Forest Lodge, where two families were evicted so that they could move into their new forever home. So those are 5 properties, one for each child and one for both parents. They can be at all 5 properties if you spread them out. But one place they won't be is doing the bread and butter work of the monarchy. So why is Richard Eden dragging, is it Buckingham Palace, Clarence House? Why are you dragging them for getting someone to do the work? The monarchy is not just about the big moments. It is not just about the big moments. It is those small things where you have the aging Duke of Gloucester, where you have the aging Duke of Kent. These people are too old to do that stuff. You need Sophie and what's his name to go overseas. And so they really do need Beatrice and Eugenie. They drove the Sussexes away, obviously. So if Will and Kate won't do it, who's going to do the work? This idea of shrinking down the monarchy, Princess Anne already said that doesn't work. She's going to go along with it because her brother is the king. So she's going to mind her business and just do her work. We all know that what they do is nonsense. It's not real work. It's just a bunch of showing up and socializing. But whatever it is or isn't, somebody's got to do it. So if not them, who? It won't be Will and Kate. They are only going to show up. Not even BAFTA Awards is a great place to be seen. But we know why they don't want to go there, because there is a lot of dead silence when they walk in the room. Remember when William came through the side door so he wouldn't take that long trip down the steps because everybody refuses to clap or cheer for him? So when he went, I think it's the last time he went by himself, and he went through the side door so not to be humiliated again. Tom Sykes is obsessed with William. But one of the squaddies made a very good observation about Tom Sykes. I forget her name, but she believes that Tom Sykes is one of the reporters that actually went to Eden. Or is it Eton? Eton? I guess it's Eton. And that he himself comes from an okay family, and that he always feels this need to explain and defend William because that is the one person in the family who's closest to his age and share their time at Eden. You know, I don't know that they knew each other. I'm not sure what the difference in age is, but he has this need to defend William no matter what. I mean, this guy is so, and you know what, Soul Brother, you are so right about this. This guy, Tom Sykes, is so obsessed with William that he has even suggested that there be a transfer of power. What the? A transfer of power. He suggests that Charles consider transferring powers to William. Why would you transfer the electric bill? Why would you transfer anything to William if he won't do his work? I can guarantee you that William believes that when he becomes king, all of a sudden, a surge of energy is going to course through his veins, and suddenly he is going to do his work. Just like he assumed that when he became Prince of Wales, that a surge of energy, a period of enlightenment, a hallelujah moment would occur, and he would suddenly do his work. He would suddenly rise to the occasion and do some work. They have been waiting for William and Kate to step up for almost, 20 years now? 15 years. They have been waiting for these two to step it up. When did they get married? 2011? And they're still waiting for them to step up. So when William becomes king, this is what I'm trying to say. He wouldn't do anything before he married Kate. He wouldn't do anything after he married Kate. Nothing changed when he became Prince of Wales. So what do you think is going to happen when he becomes king? Nothing. And they got the nerves to worry about what Beatrice and Eugenie is doing. Richard Eden pretends like it's some kind of thing that only he knew and he called it first. Anybody who knows the situation, anyone who follows that family, they know why they're calling upon Beatrice and Eugenie. What secret? What plot? They need people to do the work. If they don't ingratiate themselves to the masses, if they don't go to these places around the realms, doing these little slow motion videos and posting them on social media does not replace a flesh and blood in person visit. It is not the same. But you know what? Let me stop talking. I don't want to help those people out. Although I'm pretty sure, even if they were listening, nothing's going to change. One thing I know is you cannot shame William and Kate into working. That does not work. There's no shame, there's no humiliation that is going to, you couldn't coax them out the house with a pork chop smothered in gravy. You couldn't coax them out of the house to go to a seafood boil. Nothing is going to make them step up to do their work. They will come out when they're good and GD ready, and not a moment sooner. But in the meantime, they are going to leak and brief against the Sussexes whenever possible, because that is a good trade-off for not working. And they're going to conspire and plot against Beatrice and Eugenie, because that is another excellent trade-off if they don't feel like working. As for Princess Anne, even a cop is afraid to mess with her, so they're not going to say anything about Princess Anne. That's the safest thing to do. That way you can avoid her reaching in her pocket and pulling them knuckle dusters out. They need to leave those girls alone. Whatever mishaps that they have gotten into, it is because of their parents. The parents are the ones that have led them astray. And I could never make them responsible for anything that has to do with the money train that their parents were riding on. It was their parents that introduced them to Uncle Jeffrey. I hate to say that, but Uncle Jeffrey. The whole thing is just so twisted. Leave those girls alone. Another one of Richard Eden's revelations. Meghan's coming back. I've discovered jaw-dropping name and details of the establishment plot to return her and Harry and undermine Kate and William. You won't believe their gall. You know what? I don't believe it. Next. Fake Admiral with suspicious medals sparks a wave of angry accusations from veterans after turning up to lay wreath at Remembrance Sunday. Does he look any less credible than the guy on the right side there? Huh? Does he look any less credible than Charles III or William V? Does he look any less credible? I say he fits in there just like the rest of them. He can tuck in and march down the street, whatever he chooses to do. He doesn't look any more or any less credible than William, who won't even show up to do the simplest of tasks, And Charles, whose idea of busy work is yelling at the gardeners. So, as far as I'm concerned, if William is the Prince of Wales and William works hard as the Prince of Wales, then as far as I'm concerned, that is a admiral of the Seventh Fleet or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he looks good enough. I'm convinced he's just as good as the rest of them. Kate Middleton's fall victim to major makeup mistake on Remembrance Sunday, and we're cringing. You too? You too? Kate Middleton falls victim to a major makeup mistake on the Remembrance Sunday. The UK Remembrance Sunday is a time-honored time to honor service members, commemorating the day World War II ended. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, joined her fellow royals at this event, and her outfit was reliably chic. Kate's Remembrance Sunday outfit often have touching details. Last year, her poppy pin paid homage to those who died in World War I. And this year, she wore a Royal Air Force pin in memory of her grandfather, Peter Middleton, who didn't do any work either. I'm just kidding. Peter Middleton, when it came to her makeup, however, Kate Middleton unfortunately made a visible error. Just one, just a visible error, just one. But I digress. Instead of a toned down makeup, Kate has worn throughout 2025, the princess went overboard on her eyebrows, creating a bold but blocky look. This is not new. This is not new. She's done that before. For some reason, whenever it's Remembrance Day, Kate really gets out the war paints. Kate gets out the whole like cabinet of makeup and such. She goes heavy for whatever reason. That's not the first time. So Kate's gone through an extensive makeup transformation over the years. You could say that again, particularly, as a matter of fact, I will do it. Kate's gone through an extensive makeup transformation over the years, particularly when it comes to her brows. They varied in thickness and shape, depending on whether she tweezed or filled them in with makeup. This time they were super thick, and Kate's choice of hat wasn't helping matters. Since it fell in line with her eyebrows, it drew more attention to them. While no one's brows are identical, she left one angled notably upward, while the right was straighter. Sounds like a Picasso to me. This appears to be a mistake that Kate could have corrected by ditching the brow pencil entirely. Back in 2023, celebrity makeup artist Sarah Amelia Fogg praised Kate's brows, telling Women and Home she has naturally dark, full eyebrows, meaning they always look so defined, which definitely plays a huge part in her constantly looking so picture perfect. Does she look picture perfect? Okay. Anyway, um, in February of 2016, Catherine Princess of Wales also fell into the blocky brows trap when she attended the Royal Air Force celebration. Similar to the 2025 Remembrance Sunday event, Kate paired her bold brows with gray eyeshadow, did she? And a black hat that tilted over her forehead. Although some defended Kate's look, the princess got a lot of shade about her prominent brows. Eyebrows that are too heavy or too thick can emphasize the bags under your eyes and the wrinkles. Shit. You're trying to open your eyes, not close them. Victoria Smith, director of aesthetics at Absolute Aesthetics, explained to the Daily Mail at the time. So, of course, some people, as you know, we have to protect Kate because she has main character syndrome. Someone had actually confronted the person that wrote that article for The List. If you haven't heard of The List, it's an online magazine, kind of gossipy stuff. Nick, that's the person's name. Nick says, The List, how are you paying for this kind of story? So pathetic. Can you not find writers to write about things worth actually reading? I think you could say that for most of Fleet Street. I think the entirety of the British tabloid media, you could say the same thing. Why do you have time to write about nonsense? If they didn't write about nonsense, they would not exist. And someone says, I need to know about Kate Middleton's eyebrow. I need to know about Kate Middleton's eyebrows. Okay. Yeah, Mike, whatever it is, bald. I think it got cut off there, but they said they need to know about her eyebrows. They want to know. They have some type of vested interest in Kate's eyebrows. I mean, they are a bit of a mystery. I have been trying to figure it out for a long time myself, even though it's none of my business. It never is. I am concerned about Kate's eyebrows. And this concern of mine goes back a long way. Let me see here. Where is that at? But yeah, I do care about her eyebrows, and I care about her in some abstract, roundabout, disingenuous way. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. So back in 2004, that was Kate's eyebrows, and then by 2006, I'm not sure what happened. And then by 2010, when things were getting serious with William V, the future King William V, it looks like her makeup has gotten better, right? Looks like her teeth are bigger. Look like she got her teeth capped or something. And then by April of 2011, that was the wedding day. Probably the best brows that she's had up until that point. But for some reason, she cannot leave her eyebrows alone. She just won't do it. So in 2011, June of 2011, still, I think she's getting some good makeup post-wedding, right? And then by August of 2012, things took a downward spiral. Now she looks like she's on Star Trek. Now she's giving you Mr. Spock. Yeah. And by December 2015, there's some improvement. February of 2016. I don't know what the occasion was, but she's kind of got it going on there. But there has been peaks and valleys with Kate's makeup and with her eyebrows. It's like she just don't know what to do. They're good one day and a puzzle the next. They're good one day and Picasso the next. So in the UK, Remembrance Sunday is a time to honor service members commemorating the day World War I ended. Catherine, Princess of Wales, joined her fellow royals. Okay, that repeats. Let me skip down there. Okay. Okay, let me go over to this next one. Kate's gone through an extensive makeup transformation over the years, particularly when it comes to her brows. They varied in, okay, that's also repeating. All right, I don't need any of that, I think. I like this though. This time they were super thick, and Kate's choice of hat wasn't helping back. I don't know why that's so funny to me. This time they were super thick, and Kate's choice of hat wasn't helping matters since it fell in line with her eyebrows and drew even more attention to them. While no one's brows are identical, her left one was angled notably upward while the right one was straight. Woo! Uh, okay, no lie. She is spending quite a bit of time with Kate's eyebrows. But you know what? Heather, was it Heather Baber? If I was you, I'd stop looking at Kate's eyebrows because she's gonna make you mess up your eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? If you stare at Kate's eyebrows too long, all of a sudden you ain't gonna be able to get yours right. So I'm telling you, save yourself, girl. Stop thinking about her eyebrows because she's gonna mess you up. Seriously, if you keep staring at Kate's eyebrow, all of a sudden you ain't gonna be able to put your own on. So I don't think it's a good idea. If I was her, I would just leave it with this article and never look directly at her eyebrows again, or whatever that jinx is she got might transfer over to you. Well, if you go on Amazon, you can find there's some books about Kate. There's one called A Mess, The Middleton Approach to Fashion. And there's another one called Plucked, Kate's Guide to Perfect Eyebrows. Yeah, it's called Plucked. So instead of like us hashing it out here, you could always go over to Amazon and find these books. And that way you can dress like Kate and you can fix your eyebrows just like Kate. Okay. Okay. Now, there was a spot of bother a few years ago. I don't know how this happens, but when Kate is up there um, standing at those windows, I don't know if it's the lighting. I don't know if it's because the camera is on a low angle, but it is not the most flattering place for someone to be photographed, unless you're Meghan. Um, as you can see there, Kaiser said at the time, jazz hands really. Hold on, let me try to get this out. Celebrity said, jazz hands really had a face like thunder. Okay, I could do this. Hold on. Celebrity said, jazz hands really had a face like thunder for part of today's Remembrance Sunday stuff. We'll have coverage on that and more tomorrow. Jazz hands had a face like thunder. Oh Lord. Okay. That was the first time I'd ever heard them use the term jazz hands. And of course, I have taken that and run with it. That's all I could think about some days is jazz hands. You got to do them little Fosse moves, right? Jazz hands. Yeah. Yeah. Little razzmatazz. Yeah. So anyway, now someone else said, not really sure what to make of Metro. The Times, the Daily Express, and the Daily Mail are going with unflattering photos of Kate with her mouth askew. With her mouth askew. And that did happen. All of the publications decided that they needed to publish these photos of Kate with her mouth askew. So, the Times, the Metro, the Express, and the Daily Mail, instead of just taking a decent photo of Kate, they all seem to use the one where she got her mouth all twisted up, or as they say, her mouth askew. I don't know why they did that. It was maybe it was just a coincidence, but it seemed like they had it in for her. I mean, they really published the most unflattering photos. Kate at the Remembrance Day, if there was any day that she should decide to skip, it should be that one because it never works out for her. GMB panelist Narendra Kaur faces furious, wow, she's 51, huh? Faces furious backlash for saying Kate has aged so much that the only explanation is that she's a smoker, as Princess of Wales returns to royal duties after grueling cancer treatment. So when that happened, like, okay, the tweet says, I genuinely question why Kate aged so much. Isn't she only 42? That's what she said. That's what the tweet was. And boy, they came down on her like a ton of bricks. GMB, disgusting comment about Kate's appearance. Reality star faces furious backlash for disgusting remarks about Kate's appearance. Yeah, they went ham on her. They could not take, the criticism. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't flip the thing here. There's Narendra right there. But yeah, they really got upset with her. And so I guess you could say she did apologize, maybe. Genuine question, why has Kate aged so much? Isn't she only 42? Is she a smoker? It's the only explanation. So the Daily Mail Brave Kate watches as dutiful Prince William and King Charles lay wreaths at Emotional Remembrance Sunday. So that's what she was tweeting about. And then over here, dreadful GMB star slammed for cruelly suggesting Princess Kate's a smoker because of how she looked at because of how she looked at return to work after chemo. Narendra later said the remark was stupid and insensitive. I guess that was it. Groveling apology is what they say. All I can say is that was awkward. That was very awkward. And listen, no one should have such criticism about their appearance. Kate obviously had some problems in 2024. The nature of that, who knows? They say one thing, but there's been so many inconsistencies, one can never be sure, right? It changed constantly. But the good thing is Kate is back to work part-time. And as you can see, she's looking healthy and robust and just as appealing as ever. See, you can see it right there in that picture. So it doesn't matter whether she's a smoker or not. As far as I know, I don't think she smokes cigarettes, but whatever it is, I'm just glad she's okay. Don't she look okay? Huh? Don't she look okay? I'm just glad she's okay. She looks okay. So, it's been a tough time for her, and that she's been able to come out of it looking like that. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot that she's been able to come out of this looking like that. Yep. Now that's what you call a survivor. But again, it is a mystery why the I guess the that particular maybe it's the light, maybe it's a weird camera angle or something like that. It's just not a flattering place to be. So it's probably not her. It's just something awkward about the November day. The light is kind of overcast. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the terrible effect that it had on. What's wrong with her mouth? Anyway, look at the terrible effect that it had on Meghan. Yes, her defined brows frames her face nicely. Well, I mean, she looks very youthful, and she's standing under that unflattering light, just like Kate, and you don't see that it's done anything to her. So maybe it's because Kate's further over to the left. It's probably just that window that she's standing at. That's what it is. That's the only explanation I can come up with. But anyway, I'm just glad she's okay. I'm glad I'm glad she's back at work. See? Looking robust and healthy as ever. That's important. Right, Kate? Right. Okay. And so as you can see, that was Kate in November of 2023. at the no, I'm sorry, at the Remembrance Day. And there she is in 2024 or AI or whatever it is. And then there's October of 2024, just a few months later. As you can see, um, she's back or something. And then, of course, there's Meghan, who, I mean, even Meghan has changed a bit over the years. Yes, maybe in 2009 she looked rather girly and youthful. And yes, in 2010 and 2011 and 2012 and 2013 and 14 and 15. And of course, let's not forget 2017 and 18, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, she looked virtually the same, but that's because of the lighting. Because if it wasn't for the lighting, she looked just like Kate. It's just because of the lighting. Meghan just got lucky because she's standing in the right light. But if it wasn't for that light, she looked just like that. So, and look at Daniel Martin. I mean, he pretty much ain't changed. No, nobody really changes. It's just that Kate has some stressful work that she's doing, right? You know, all that work she do, it's stressful. So she'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, Daniel Martin, he still looks the same. We don't even know how old he is. So there you go. Now, I got some good news for you guys. Heart Mom, what's her name? Kelly Zafin, McGee Zafin. Heart Mom, sometimes, just sometimes, when you let light in through the broken pieces of your heart, love grows. Baby boy coming this spring. The path here wasn't easy, and yet love kept showing up in the smallest signs, the quietest moments, the light that refused to fade. This little soul is already so loved, a reminder that joy and grief can exist together, and that hope has a way of finding us again. Now, that photo was taken by her daughter, Lily. Beverly McCaskill, what did I say? But yeah, that's Heart Mom. So cheers to her family, and let's pray that this is uneventful and joyful for her, because you all know that she's been through a lot. And of course, our Duchess will be there to support her. Let's see. No longer bound by palace etiquette, Meghan is here to tell you Prince Harry is hot. So, yeah, there's an article from Alexandra Dubin where she talks about how Meghan has been posting on her Instagram, letting you know that her husband is hot. And is Anne a copycat too? Look at there. Anne is in Asia somewhere, wherever she at. I think she's in Australia. And look at Anne rocking the baggy suit, just like Meghan. Well, one thing I can say is I'd rather Anne do it than her, because you know Kate has been trying to figure out how to do that for a while, but everybody wants to be Meghan's style in that family. Okay, you guys, I'm almost done. I just have these last couple slides. Remember yesterday, when a lady is beautiful, educated, and has money, but is still single at an advanced age, what could be the problem? So there was some interesting answers to that one, right? Well, how about this one? When a man is handsome, educated, and have money, but still single. What could be the problem? So I'll let you guys answer that. I mean, you have a man, he's handsome, educated, and have money, but still single. What the problem is? What the problem is? Huh? What the problem is? Hey, T Mac, what's going on? What's the problem? Oh, he's MAGA. You got a bell for that. That's a good one. Well, you know what? That sounds like as good an answer as any. I'm just going to say it. He's an asshole. That's why he's by himself. He's an asshole. Next. How many of these places have you been to? Italy, France, Switzerland, Spain, Greece, Austria, the Netherlands, Portugal, United Kingdom, Germany, Sweden, Sweden, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Norway, Hungary, darling, Hungary. And lastly, Poland. How many of those places have y'all been to? So let me see. I've been to Italy, France. I changed trains in Switzerland, so I can't count that one. Spain. So that's 3. I've been to Austria. I've been to the Netherlands and Portugal, the United Kingdom, Germany, and the Czech Republic, and Hungary. Yeah, so I think I've been to 10 of them. I'm going to say 10. Oh, Beverly McCaskill said their personality, their looks, none of them. There you go. Let me see. You've been to 7. You've been to 4. Ms. Z's been to 1. Angela M has been to 6. Very good. 6 and 7. That's excellent. Mary H., you know what? Since New Orleans was once part of the French Empire, I'll let that one count. How about that? Did I ever tell you about that time I chipped my tooth on one of those beignets? I chipped a tooth on a beignet, whatever you call them things. I don't ever want another one of those again. Chipped my tooth. I had took a big bite into it and my tooth just collapsed. And I have been wearing partials ever since. Now my mouth kind of looked like Vanna White forgot to turn a couple of them. Does it count if you visit in books? That's stretching it. Yeah, that's stretching it. I wish I could, but no, that's kind of stretching it. Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to go to Prague because it seems like such a beautiful place, and it really is. But I was not even planning to go to Budapest, Hungary. But I said, I've never been to Budapest. So I went to Budapest because I'd never been there before. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Oh, well, thank you, Mary H. Sorry about the tooth. Yeah, it was upsetting because it was a front tooth. I was like, oh no. But anytime I take pictures, I pop them partials in. You never know the difference. Oh, Versailles is so beautiful. There's a lot of walking at Versailles, but I believe they have like a little tram or train or whatever, one of those little small trains that'll take you to the Trianon, the La Petite Trianon. Yeah, that's like on the other side of the property. And my goodness, I walked over there. That was a big mistake, but I walked over there. And I was thinking, how far could it possibly be? But yeah, you'll love Versailles. You can see Marie Antoinette's Trianon and the what else is there? There's a little farm that she when she loved to play like she was a dairy maid. There was like a little farm that she had, and it's very interesting. It almost looks like a Hollywood prop or something because it wasn't a real working farm. At least I don't think it was completely a working farm, but anyway, it was kind of interesting. Okay, I think we're done, you guys. So good night. God bless, and I will see you all next time. And remember, do not focus on Kate's eyebrows. It's not important whether her eyebrows look weird, whether she has jazz hands, or whether her mouth is askew. She is the future queen consort, and she deserves whatever respect she got coming. So I intend to make sure she get exactly what she's got coming. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Good night.